Alright, so if you're watching this video, that means you have either found the link or I accidentally forgot to put this as unlisted. In any case, let's go ahead and get started. I figured it would be easier to show the evolution of the work as opposed to me showing you stills or trying to leave you a message or try to explain it that way statically. So, anyway, what's kind of, I don't know about the good news here, but your solution to your problem is simply that they all follow the same general trend. For example, according to that email you sent me, you asked me about this right here. It was the conversion of a minus 1 plus a minus divided by, I think it was 1.74. Make sure you get that focused. There we go. I apologize if it's sideways, by the way, but I think you get it. Equals 0.5. And you want to know how it goes to the solution, which was a minus, oh, there we go, easy now, a minus equals 0.5 divided by 1 plus 1 over 1.74 equals 0.318. So you wanted to know this conversion here, if I remember reading your email correctly, because you asked me about only focusing on the only focusing on either the circled and or highlighted parts. So in any case, let me show you how to go from here to there. So all that you have to do is you notice here there's a common variable here. If you will focus, there's a common variable of the a minuses. So kind of like in algebra, this would have been your x's. Now I believe I explained this before in that you had to like factor out. Here you have to do the same thing. So if I pull out a minus from this entire like left side here, this is what you'll have. So you have a minus. And then what that will equal, or excuse me, not equal. So then when you factor out an a minus, what do I have left inside the parentheses? Well, there'd be a 1, which was that a minus 1, which was that a minus, because 1 times a minus is that, plus, and then you pull out another 1, and then you divide that by 1.74 to give me this right here. So all that I did was I took out that a minus, and then of course anything, multiplied 1 is going to be itself. And that's how we have what we have here. Now, at this point, you just need to isolate the variable. So then all that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this entire term and move it to the right, which I figured you probably would have figured out to do that. Thus, I have this right here. Make sure you can see that. There we go. And then, of course, note that this looks a lot like that, because then you can just solve this out, and I guess it gives you 0.318. I don't know, I haven't done it, but yeah. So what's kind of the good news here, if you understood how to do this part, doing it for the other part you circled for me is the exact same way. So now let's go on to the highlighted questions that you asked. Alright, so hopefully I remember to cut that out. Anyway, your other question was, if I remember correctly, you wanted to know, I think it was how to go from, you may want to send me an email correcting this, but how to go from, whoa, overexposure, there we go, how to go from here, sorry, my camera's not focusing right now, focus, there we go, how to go from here, and the HO equals, what does it equal? Oh yeah, 0.2. You wanted to know how to go from here to, I believe, I think it was, this. Or something like that, I believe. So yeah, this is definitely a little trickier, but it's the same thing, honestly. It's just like that previous problem where it's just, algebra in the sky. So again, if you treat, excuse me, this was a 1. That was a 1. If you treat both of these as variables, like so, you can go ahead and factor those out. So let's go ahead and do that. So if I take out this HOAC, and again, if you're confused about seeing like this is considering one variable, just make all these x, and hopefully it might be a little more familiar to you. In any case, if I take out that entire factor of that HOAC, that concentration of acetic acid, what am I left with? Well, 17.38 times 1, because that's that 1, was the result of this. And remember, if you multiply this to this, it'll give you that. Plus 1, close parentheses, equals 0.2. So then, once again, just like before, you can move everything over. So we have HOAC, so the concentration of acetic acid is going to equal to 0.2 divided by 17.38, because obviously 17.38 times 1 is that, plus 1. And lo and behold, when you do the math, that is how you get this. And notice how this looks a lot like that. So if you're wondering how 1 was added every time, that's how, because you factored out this concentration of acetic acid. And if you understood how to do that, the other highlighted question that you asked was going to be the same, is done the same way. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, or how to do it. If you have any questions, please either leave it in the comments or send me back an email, because this will be unlisted anyway, so no one else should see this except for you and me, unless I make this public later. But anyway, that's it.